Hello, my garden friends, and welcome to my Sunday morning backyard garden tour. I have a little confession to make. It's not really Sunday morning. It's Saturday early evening. I thought it would be fun to show you what my garden looks like in a completely different light. Maybe with the sun setting, it'll cast different glows and colors, and I just thought it would be fun. In today's video, I'm going to show you my beautiful petunias, my zinnias, my hollyhocks are blooming again, and I'm also going to give you some little succulent tips per request by BB. You know, every time I do a garden tour, I like to include something of value to you. Last week, I told you about the marigolds, how if you hose them off, it helps keep the spider mites away. And the week before that, I gave you some vinca tips. So today, I'm going to give you some succulent tips, and hopefully they'll help you for your garden too. And look at my friends, my gorgeous Supertunia Vista bubblegum with a jazzberry on each side. Remember, I cut these all the way back? Look at them now. They're putting on an absolutely beautiful show. And my vinca. They're doing so good in these pots. I love growing vinca in containers way better than in the ground. I feel like I can control the water a little bit. And in the center of my garden, in my iron plant stand, are these gorgeous wave petunias. Oh my goodness, my friends, that BT spray really works. Look at these, they're just so beautiful and magical. And the creeping Jenny, absolutely gorgeous. See, doesn't the garden look completely different in the afternoon, early evening? That's why I wanted to film tonight instead of tomorrow morning. I just love pink in the garden. And inside this little pot is a portulaca. It's like a succulent that makes these pretty little vibrant colored flowers. More vinca. My Canterbury bells, I'm still waiting very patiently for those to bloom. I've been told that they're biennials and they may not bloom this year. Oh well, I never give up hope. More vinca. Absolutely beautiful. This is one of my favorite times of the day, when the sun is going down and it's not hot in the garden and everything is looking so colorful and cool with a nice breeze. And over here is my scarecrow garden. That's Freya the farmer with Lottie the lamb and Petunia the pig. And I got those cute sunflower aluminum stakes at the Dollar Tree a couple years ago. They don't have the exact same ones this year, but I absolutely love them. Hey, if I can get something for less money, I'm all about it. And over here is my cottage garden. The funny thing is about my cottage garden, I get a lot of comments from my viewers saying, I bet you sit there in the morning and have your tea. Well, I'm sitting here now just to show you that this is like a little miniature area. This is more like a children's bench. So no, I don't really sit here in the morning. I kind of just created this little area on a smaller scale just for a little whimsical view, not necessarily to utilize. I wouldn't consider this like a sitting area in my garden by all means. More like a little play area for my grandkids. But if you notice, I did take away the vinca and I replaced them with marigolds. I know I give you vinca tips and I rave about them, but I make mistakes too and I kill them. And these are stacked pots. I just put one pot on top of the other. More marigolds down below with some cosmos. My little cottage garden. Now let me go show you my other little miniature garden areas. Now let's go to the other side of my garden. Look at my friends. Look at my sweet potato vine. Is that crazy? I swear it grows a foot every single week. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful vinca. You know, when you get vinca from the nursery, let me just tell you something really quick. Some of my viewers said, Liz, how come your vinca looks so full? When you get the plants at the nursery, there's almost always 3 plants in one pot, and you can kind of tell because there's 3 different colors. Yes, you can divide them, but when I've divided them in the past, they didn't do as well. Vincas have very sensitive roots. That's why they don't like getting super soggy. So I just leave all 3 plants together in one pot. I think that's why my vinca always looks so bushy and prolific. We have a dahlia, the marigold vinca, more Canterbury bells that I'm hoping will bloom. But look at these. Look at these. My beautiful sweet potato vine. I've never been blessed this much with sweet potato vines. The color is just so beautiful with the pink. And I have a lantana, more vinca, and my Super Petunia Vista bubblegum that is looking absolutely gorgeous. I should just call this the pink garden tour. Everything's pink and it's absolutely beautiful, especially when the sun is setting. Can you tell I'm really excited? I'm just so happy to be out in the garden when it's not 100 degrees weather and a beautiful breeze is blowing. And oh, today I saw the most beautiful butterfly. A Gulf fritillary butterfly was just fluttering all around in my garden. All I can say is God is so good. I have a vintage lawnmower over here, an old gas can, a fun stepping stool from my childhood, more Canterbury bells, a beautiful cordyline, vinca. And because I just trimmed my bougainvillea, I limbed it up a little bit. Now you can see this old-fashioned water pump or a well. I don't know what it's called. I just know it's old. And now you can see it because I did trim back my bougainvillea a little bit. The bracts are kind of fading away. But look at my friends, my gorgeous sunflowers. I didn't plant any of these sunflowers. I guess they just come back every year because I do let them grow longer even when they do go to seed, so they provide food for the birds. So that's probably why, since I do let them go to seed when they're looking kind of straggly, but they drop seeds and then they come back. And over here, this is my little children's fairy garden made up of Dollar Tree stepping stones, beautiful vinca underneath the Japanese maple tree, and over here I have impatiens. Behind the bottle tree is a Mahonia soft caress that blooms in the early winter. Some painted doors, an old wash bucket I just tipped over on its side, got some gravel at the big box store and dumped it out, edged with river rock, just to give it the illusion like the gravel is coming out of the wash bucket. Over here is my little sitting area. I call this my cactus corner. And can you believe that that chartreuse green coleus is only one plant? And I have a beautiful pink cordyline in the center with some creeping jenny. See how different the garden looks at different times? That's why I really wanted to film this on Saturday evening instead. I love all the different shades of green in those succulents. So much texture and different leaf shapes and variety. I know I've said this before, but you can add so much color to your garden just with foliage. It doesn't always have to be about the blooms. While blooms are beautiful, don't get me wrong, I would love my garden to be nothing but flowers. It's not realistic. So I try to add color to my garden through the foliage and doors and decor and bottle trees. See how pretty the bottle trees look when the sun is shining on them? My garden in the sunset. And down here, it's like my little shade garden. I have hostas and agapanthus. Look at that hosta. Can you believe the leaves on it? That's from the leaf cutter bees. I'm not angry at all. It looks all kind of ratty, but the leaf cutter bees are using that for nesting material. So I'm so happy that my garden is providing for nature. Now let me take you down this little alleyway. More zinnias, cosmos, marigolds, a Petunia Vista bubblegum with some blue salvia. Look at the big carpenter bee. They're a little aggressive. They get very territorial. And this is my gilded sun rose. And if you notice, the leafcutter bees are enjoying that as well. And over here is my succulent propagation station. This is made up of 3 park benches. I just painted them and stacked one on top of the other. Because my garden is so small, this was a great way to add a little feature and shelves without taking up a whole bunch of room. I have some birdhouses on top that I get at the thrift store. And most of these succulents I did not buy, I just propagate them. See these 2 little cactuses? I took these off the mother plant. I just took off a piece, stuck it in the soil, and voila, I have a new succulent. My favorite is the string of pearls. I think it's just so interesting looking, and the easiest way to kill a succulent is to overwater it. Succulents do not like a lot of water. In the summertime, I only water mine once a week. In the wintertime, oh goodness, maybe once a month. Think of cacti and succulents living in the desert. What are the conditions like in the desert? They get monsoons, right? Heavy drenches, then bam, it's dry. So water your succulents and cacti with that in mind. So what I do is I completely drench mine one time, then I let the soil dry out. They do not like to have wet feet. Also, it's really important, those are not my dogs, just so you know. It's really important that you do spend the money and get good cacti mix. They like soil that drains well, and it's really, really worth it to start them off right. If you just get regular garden soil, that contains a lot of peat moss, which retains water. They don't like it. The better it drains, the happier they will be. Now, I'm not sure what garden zone you are in or what your weather conditions are like, but for me here in California, Garden Zone 9B, they don't like that hot afternoon sun. It scorches them. So all my succulents you see here get morning sun, full morning sun, but then in the hottest in the afternoon, they are protected and shaded, and they're really, really happy. I know a lot of people think, well, they grow in the desert, so they must want 110 temperatures all day. My experience, no, they would rather have a little relief. Okay, now look at this beauty. She is happy because she just sent out a long shoot. Now what I could do is let her continue to bloom, because the pollinators and hummingbirds, they love the succulent flowers. But a lot of the energy is going into producing this, so a lot of times people will cut that off. I'm going to enjoy it. I don't like to cut it off because, I mean, it's just so exotic and different looking. I'm going to leave this stalk on. There's a jade plant, I know that. Some cacti right there. String of pickles, more string of pickles. I started off with one plant and just propagated them. It's so easy to propagate succulents. You just take off a leaf, stick it in the dirt, and you get another one. Now, when you propagate succulents, you don't want to water them right away. Otherwise, they will get mushy and die. You want to wait a couple weeks until the succulent forms little roots. So that's rooted in, so I can water that. Look at all the roots there. So what I'll do is I'll just clean off all that debris, and then I'll stick it in some soil, some cacti soil, and I'll be able to water this one for sure because it has lots of nice roots. So in my opinion and from my experience, the easiest way to kill a cactus or a succulent is to water it too much. If your succulent looks like it's dying, lift it out and see what the bottom looks like. Kind of examine it. It's okay, you can do that, and then you just stick it back in. But that's a good indicator on what the bottom of your succulent looks like. Just keep practicing. I mean, that's how I learned. Trust me. I've killed plenty of plants and I still do today. Like those two vinca I just killed. Oh well, just try to have fun, water less, give it good draining soil and full morning, noon sun. But if you live in a hot climate like I do, give it some relief in the hot afternoons. So those are my succulent tips that work for me. I hope they work for you. Now, let me show you what's going on over here. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot to show you my hollyhock. Have a little miniature rose here. My Petunia Vista bubblegum here. Zinnias. Oh, look at the hummingbirds fighting. I swear these afternoons are just... The afternoons are just so magical. There's so much to see. It's a completely different garden. My dichondra silver falls. More zinnias. Oh, the bugs got to my hollyhock. Oh well, there it was. It got munched. I don't know if that was the leaf cutter bees or whatever. Oh well, but you can kind of see the flower stalk, right? Oh well, that happens. Nothing in the garden is ever perfect. And over here is my water fountain garden. It's a solar water fountain. It's made out of resin and it's very lightweight. I absolutely love it. But a lot of people asked me if it's loud, and I can honestly say, no, it's not loud because it's powered by solar. But it does have a nice soft trickle. I mean, I can definitely hear it. It's just not as loud as it would be if it was electrical. And growing up both sides are clematis. And in my succulent barrel, I have two, I believe they're mangavis. I don't know. A barrel cactus. A miniature rose that's blooming again. And over here I have lily turf. And that's my white Natchez crepe myrtle tree. This is only the second year that I've had it. And this blooms more than once. All the blooms, it just flushed out. It dropped all of its blooms like snow. And now it's blooming again. This continues to bloom a lot. The branches are drooping a little bit because it's so heavy with blossoms. And this is going to get about 30 feet tall. I'm hoping it'll make a nice canopy right up there just to kind of fill in that blue sky. I did put my little bridge together for my new bridge garden area. I made a video about that, which is super funny because John is in it. I don't know if you believe in coincidences or God incidences, but this is very interesting. When I originally was going to transform this garden area, I was either going to add a wishing well or maybe a water fountain. But then the thought just miraculously came in my brain, make a bridge garden. And the very, very interesting thing about this is, and it was my viewers who pointed this out to me, John and I recently got married, but when we originally got married 30 years ago, we got married on top of a bridge. I kid you not. And a few of my viewers said, Liz, you're bridging the gap now and you're crossing the bridge to a new path. And I just said, wow, that is so true. So when God put it upon my heart to create a bridge garden, it's kind of like a message. I mean, there's so much meaning behind that. So thanks to my viewers who pointed that out to me, I just love it. The bridge garden was meant to be. Well, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a beautiful day or evening in your garden too. Bye.